Okay, I wanted to show you guys something that probably most people don't even think about. This is called FOGO, and it's a more expensive type of charcoal. I mean, you're going to pay about 30 bucks for this bag. And what's different about this is it actually is hand-picked sizes, which means when it comes down a conveyor belt, people are hand-picking this stuff. It apparently burns hotter and longer, and it's just using some really amazing wood. I think it's oak to actually cook your stuff. Now, I have picked up stuff that is $7 that has the fuel penetrated into it, which I'm sure is not healthy. This other stuff my wife picked up, I used it once and threw it in the garbage. I have no idea what she paid for it. I'm sure it was the cheapest she could find because that's what she does to me all the time. And she thinks she's saving me money, but when I went to eat the steak, it completely ruined the steak. So if you're going to cook a good steak or whatever you're going to cook on your barbecue, you start from the bottom up. So basically, a good charcoal is very, very important. Now, to get an idea on this stuff, this is big. You see how big that is? I mean, just about all the pieces are about that size. So that's pretty amazing. Now, I have a few things I have picked up here. I picked up a Camping More charcoal starter, which let me show you how this works. You see how this folds flat? And this is really thick. I've seen some people with bad reviews and I'm like, how? How are you got a bad review on how thick this is? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's got a grate that drops down and it does fit right inside my barbecue, as you're gonna see. Now, I even picked up some fire starters to make life easier. And these were cheap. These were like $7, okay? And you get a few of them. I don't know how many. 36. I got 36 of these. And I only use one. And you put it in your barbecue, or in your chimney, and then you light it, and that's supposed to get your charcoal going, right? So look at that. It's supposed to be wax impregnated and all this, and it burns for about 6 minutes apparently. It'd be great to put some of these in your bug-out bag if you're having a hard time starting a fire. So, and this charcoal is called FOGO. I've never used it before. This is the first time I'm going to use it. I just got the idea that after I tasted that charcoal my wife picked up, I was like, oh my God, there's got to be good tasting charcoal. Now you see these food trucks, you see these places that operate, and probably their main ingredient is the charcoal they're using, which is determining how good their food is. And then you're like, oh my God, that tastes so good. That's probably what's going on, but we're going to find out. I'm going to cook some sausages, and we're going to try this out. Now, what I used was maybe 4 pieces of that charcoal. That's all I used. I used one of those fire starters inside this chimney. And the reason I wanted it where it folded was because it's easier to put in the truck, and it comes with its own case and everything. I'll have links to the stuff below. And I got my bratwurst. And I've only used one of those fire starters, and it is burning quite a long time. My charcoal is getting pretty good. This is easy. This really does make it easy. I usually use newspaper, but this, if this really works, that's worth the $7. I have 36 of them. I mean, that's 36 fires. I mean, that's amazing. Definitely worth buying that, and it's super cheap. I think it was $7. I mean, buy that, take a few, and shove them in your get-home bags. If you're looking for a way to start a fire pretty quickly, that's amazing. So let this burn for a little bit longer, and then we'll pour the coals in. I've only got 4 or 5 pieces in there, so if you think about it, this charcoal does cost more money, but I'm not using as many pieces because they're pretty big, is what there is. Now, I do have the gas stove, the bigger one, the more expensive one, coming in on Sunday. And it'll take up 2 slots on this. But I'm also going to buy another table for $100. I'm going to run it on my left side. And I'm going to have my gas thing there. And this allows me more room for cutting, and it allows me to have my gas stove where I can actually have myself a tea. So when that comes in on Sunday, we'll actually turn around and do a little video of that and see how it works out and how that's actually going. But I've almost got the proper setup to where everything breaks down very quickly, goes up very quickly. This Naturehike TGT camping table, this thing here, is pretty amazing. Now this was out in the rain all day today. Okay, so in the next couple of days, I'm still going to leave it out here, and we're going to check those rivets underneath and see if any rust forms, is what we're going to do. Because it rained hard. I mean, super hard. Even the tent that's behind me, I gave it some waterproofing to see if it would hold up, and it was a downpour. I mean, it was something you didn't want to be outside in. You could have washed your hair. And the whole inside of the tent is clean. So I'm very, very impressed by this tent that's running back here. I've been testing a lot of gear the last 3 or 4 days. And so far, I have no complaints with anything other than that one Naturehike propane stove, which was like $40. I didn't like the way that was. And I do have a video on it. Go check it out. I ended up sending it back. I didn't like the way it was working. I even sent the company email. They never got back to me. It's been like almost 24 hours, and I still have not received an email back. So they're making okay products, but their customer service looks like it completely sucks. So that's something to really consider with the Naturehike. It really is. But so far, the products I've bought are holding up quite well. Now this Camping Moon charcoal chimney is quite impressive. Very heavy duty. I have no complaints with it. It has a big grate in there. You can see that. And the grate flips down. So kind of turn it upside down so it drops. Make sure you don't put it away hot, because that would be kind of stupid. And it folds all down. Love it. Comes with its own carrying case. So that way, with Velcro, not a zipper. Like that. So that way, if it's got soot all over it, you're not getting it all over your stuff. That's great. Folds down flat, throw it inside a box. Great for camping. Link in the bottom, guys. I think I paid like $30 for that, is what I did. Now, the other thing I've noticed about this FOGO charcoal, it's slower burning. And it doesn't burn as hot. So it's got a much slow burning to it. It smells really good. It really does. But you're not going to get something done quickly. The other charcoal I used the other day was very hot burning and very quick. So different charcoals burn faster. Some charcoals burn slower, like this FOGO charcoal. Oh yeah. You notice, I can almost put my hand down there. The heat is not that bad. But if I get too close down to the grill, it starts to get hot. That's pretty cool. So it is a slower burning charcoal. I'm not sure, but I think I'm liking this charcoal better. It does take a little while to get it going. And there's very low heat on that. It's not super hot. And the sausages are cooking pretty good, as you can see. So it does cook your food a little slower. The smoke smells fantastic. It's going to definitely have a good taste to it. And you just have to be willing to take your time. Now, I've only got 5 charcoals in there. I originally had 4, and I added 1 more. And I'm cooking, 5 bratwursts pretty easy. And I'm probably going to have charcoal left over. So the first time I did it, I used too much charcoal. This one I tried to use not as much. Trying to find the perfect number And if I'm only using 5 charcoal pieces out of that bag every time I cook on this, that thing's going to last me 6 months. I mean, that's another thing. Sometimes when you buy, for example, dog food, you buy the cheapest dog food. Your dogs sit at that dish and all they do is eat, eat, eat. I mean, they devour it because they're not getting nothing of it. Or if you buy the little more expensive dog food and you find that happy medium, you'll notice your dogs aren't sitting there eating as long. And basically, you're saving money. So you got to pay attention to what's going on. And I don't even mind when that smoke hits me in the face. It smells so good. I mean, compared to the other charcoal I used the other day that was impregnated with all kinds of fluid. It was funny. I remember when I kicked that off and I was cooking myself some burgers, and my son come running out and he says, "It smells like WD-40. You sure you want to use that?" Because it had the lighter fluid just soaked into it, and it was like $7 for that charcoal at Walmart. I don't know what my wife paid for that other charcoal I had. It was horrible. I actually threw it in the garbage. But this stuff I like. I don't like it impregnated with fuel. There is a difference from what I can tell from the smell. I'm wondering what the taste is like. But I think I'm finding the perfect setup. Now my gas stove comes in on Sunday, and I do want to buy one more table to complete this ensemble. Somebody actually wrote in my comment section and said he has 2 tables. I can see why. Because another table, off over here on this side would work out pretty good. I could cut here, and then the other table would have a square over here where I could set bowls or plates or whatever, and then I could have the gas stove here where I can heat up my tea, for example, what I got going here. And this is Tetley tea. I also have green tea, and I've been enjoying that over the last couple of days. I do want to get into some flavored teas and buy them. It looks like this stuff lasts quite a long time, so I want to stock up on some of that instead of the tea bags. Okay, let's try one of these. And I'm telling you, it does cook at a slower speed, and I can still put my hand right there and almost feel no heat. And yet, underneath the sausages, there is a heat. So this does cook slower, and it creates a nice smoke, so you get a lot of smoky flavor. So let's try this. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's juicy. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. That blows any other charcoal out of the water I've used. Wow. Go pick up some FOGO Charcoal. Oh. Again, everything you see in this video, I bought with my own money. It hasn't been sponsored whatsoever. And if I don't work very good, I'll tell you. I sent the propane thing back, remember? It's in my comment section, my last video. So far, everything's working pretty good here. Pretty amazing. And tomorrow, no, 2 more days. Tomorrow's Saturday. That's when my propane comes in, my propane gas burner. And we'll have another video on Sunday of me using that and setting it up. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.